Well, well, another castaway. Now that's something. I didn't see you coming ashore. I must have dozed off for a moment. Blazing sun today, isn't it? You look disoriented. I understand. It wasn't easy for me at first either. Sit if you like. The others should be back soon. They went to the cave nearby. Strange sounds coming from inside. I'm no navigator or geographer, but I'd say... Ah, yes, of course. We're on some godforsaken island in the middle of the sea. The arse end of the world. Our fate's sealed. We'll die here, forgotten. We've been stuck for quite a while, and not a single ship has passed this way. Sir Lionel, you may have heard of me once or twice. Perhaps in one of those tales where a brave knight slays a monstrous man-eating beast that terrorized the countryside. Yes, that was me. Though some folk insist it was nothing more than an oversized boar. No? Don't ring a bell? Well then, perhaps this will. I'm Lancelot's nephew. Still not impressed? Ah, well. Our ship went down. I think some of us managed to get to a lifeboat. No, wait. There was a massive storm. We're the lucky ones the sea decided to spare and throw ashore. No, that's not quite right either. Ah, I don't remember. You'll have to forgive me. You're a castaway too, so you probably understand. Anyway, one thing's clear. Our ship sank. What about you? A bottle with a letter? I'm afraid you might have hit your head harder than you thought. Bottles with letters don't just carry people across strange dimensions, my friend. Unless it's some sort of twisted druid magic. Oh, maybe. The other castaways are quite a cheerful bunch, all things considered. We've got a lot in common. Everyone's lost their memories and barely made it out alive. Funny, isn't it? Anyway, they went into the cave. Damn. Now that I think about it, that was quite a while ago. I'm starting to wonder if I should be worried. Blast it. Hey, could I ask you for a favor? Would you go find them and bring them back to the beach? Screams. Yeah, I'm fairly sure they were screams. We thought it might be some wild beast or maybe some other survivors in trouble. The others decided to check it out, see if anyone needed help. During whatever happened to us, I messed up my leg pretty bad. I can barely walk as it is. I wouldn't stand a chance on those slippery rocks. So, what do you say? Feel like going for a walk? There's nothing left to do here. I even envy you that. Damn leg. That's the spirit I like to see. Keep that up. With that attitude, you might even steal the sun's blasted shrine away. I'm joking, of course. That's impossible. The cave's not far. You'll have no trouble finding it. Thank you. The cave's close by. You shouldn't have any trouble. Like a lamb that wanders straight into the wolves' feast. Come on, come on. Don't be afraid. Funny that someone as proper as you had to end up as our guest. You're disappointed. After all I've done for him, he couldn't even face me himself. What a coward! O'Neill! That blasted coward O'Neill! That weak wretch who wanted me to stay stranded on Avalon, forever doing my father's bidding. I was calling to him, but he wouldn't listen. It's him who should be here, to face what he abandoned long ago. O'Neill. Even the name he chose sounds so common. If he had to abandon his rank, the least he could have done was keep his name. Not one given by his father and mother, but blessed by King Arthur himself at the moment of knighthood. How could anyone throw that away? No matter. None of it matters anymore. A coward to the end. He took the coward's path and sent another in his place. I suppose his fear kept him from reading the message I left for him in that bottle. A message in a bottle. Welcome. Good to see you still in one piece. Make yourself at home. Really? You did? Was there a letter inside, or perhaps an object? Sir Lionel. It sounds familiar. Did this Sir Lionel tell you anything of importance? That sounds like madness. Let me see those letters. Something's coming back to me. Yes, Lionel. That was me. Or rather, the part of me I tried to escape. Not because I was ashamed of some unforgivable sin, no. I wanted to run because I believed I'd done the right thing, and knew no one would ever understand. To most, patricide is the greatest of crimes. To me, it was the only path to freedom. I remember Discord. My father was ashamed that his son had joined the movement, seeking to return to the homelands. He was ashamed of me. And I remember the fight, how bloody it was. He couldn't see what the war had done to me, how it strengthened my hands but hollowed out my conscience. It happened so fast. It's all very tangled. But I understand what happened. The part of me that held the strength and the sin to kill my father stayed behind on the surface. Or perhaps in that place you spoke of. Either way, it drifted far from me. So I remained here, too afraid of what I'd done to remember it, yet blessed with life by the song of the drowning lure that gave us new breath. And now, what am I supposed to do? You say that as if it were simple. Well, we'll see if the man I am now is the strength to face his own story. Either way, it seems I owe you a great debt. You've helped me collect those bottles too. Here, take this. I hope it's enough to repay at least part of what you've done. Thank you, Toplander. By the way, if you ever come across bottles with letters inside, bring them to me, will you? Those are the true gems of my collection. Letters sealed in glass. You need something. By the way, those...
when you feel ready.
I'd like to begin
Want to strike a bar? I'm sure you'll find. When you need to make a deal? Ah, I'm sure. Leaving already? Want to... I'm sure... Yes, yes.
When you're ready.
Welcome, child of the surface. Everyone is ready to play, thanks to you. But tell me, are you ready? From where you're headed, there is no return. You will go back to the surface. And we... well, we will face the consequences of what is decided in Lady Nimwe's chamber. The melody of the organ will resonate through all of Saras, carrying the promise of change. Its sound will awaken our captain, Lear, the one charged with Lady Nimwe's protection, the one who calls to you, and to him within you. Of course, child of the surface. I knew it was you. And you, King Arthur. You who, believing you doomed us, became the reason this realm was born. You who granted us both the grace and the curse of eternal life. All of this is your doing, Arthur. I would not presume to guess at Lady Nimwe's intentions, but I believe you will find the answers you seek, if you are willing to ask them yourself. This is why I gathered the remaining organists. You will learn in time. Perhaps we'll meet again, and when we do, I'll have your answer. But that depends on the choice you make in Lady Nimwe's chamber. I can't tell you more than what you'll learn from Apps and Ercol. I served under him when he was still in his prime, but I wasn't there for his downfall. All I know is that little remains of the Captain Lear I once knew. Nothing human, at least. One way or another, you'll have to face him. It's the only path to Lady Nimwe's chamber.
Please, don't prolong this moment.
Stop dithering and let's get on with it.
So, shall we begin? Excellent. Gather, my brothers. It is time to awaken our captain. This sound, Saras has not heard it since the day it was born. It will be glorious.
Go on then. I'll watch you leave.
Remember, Leah angers quickly and has no patience for fools. So I guess just don't say anything stupid. Go. Leah doesn't like being... How'd you like the playing, stranger? On second thought, don't answer. I was about to wish you luck, so let's leave. Remember...
Go on then.
I believe in you, child of the surface. You bring change, and I have waited so many years for it.
Traitor. It was your command that doomed us to this fate. You were supposed to let us go. And for that, I should thank you. Saras is no blessing. It is a curse. You saw what became of my entire crew. Before we made Saras our home, we drowned it in blood. We fled one war, only to fight another. We helped conquer Avalon, only to be forced to fight again for our existence. That is not what we wanted when we left those shores. Do not dare mock me, traitor. Our homeland may be ruined, but at least it would still be a home. If we had to spill blood, better that it be the blood of red death husks than that of innocent, otherworldly, sentient beings. And if you don't understand that distinction, then your soul is lost, without a chance for redemption. So in a way, we are avenged. But do not think that such news will change my resolve. Saras is as the Lord of the Seas made it. Not Merlin, not Arthur. Glory to Lady Nimue and her endless wisdom for allowing me to fall into slumber. Were it not for her, I would have convinced the twins to release me to the surface centuries ago. And there I would have found you, Arthur, the traitor. I would have destroyed everything you left behind. I would have shattered every fragment of you and erased your presence from history, just as you erased us. Immorality is not life, mortal. The one you carry within you should know this well. His decision condemned us all. Even if our doom was stretched across the endless span of time. A traitor shielding another traitor. What difference does it make who gave the order? And what kind of king is he, who knows not what his servants do? I can feel that traitor stench upon you. And by the almighty Lord of the Seas, I swear, this day you both shall die. I despise your pity. I care nothing for what Merlin desired. If the will of the Lord of the Seas had bound us, I would hate him too. But I know this. Of all the great figures in Saras history, he alone wished us well. Gladly I offer your souls to the glory of the Lord, and your flesh to the dwellers of this realm. No one is permitted to enter Lady Nimue's chambers. I swore to guard her, and I shall keep that oath. Know this, I command the full might of Saras.
I've been wondering when you'd find your way here. Your presence has rippled through all of Saras. Wave after wave after wave. It reminds me of something. Someone. From a long time ago. Ever since I was sealed here, yes. I couldn't say how long it's been. Tell me, does the war still rage on? "600 years? Huh. It feels twice as long, to be honest. Still, if you're here, I suppose we won. Though I shudder to imagine the cost. At least the new children of Avalon don't have to live in fear. Tell me, how is life on the surface now? Gods. Nothing ever changes in that cursed place. I thought the Menhirs would hold at least one peril at bay. But perhaps nothing good can last there. I know all the comings and goings of Saras. I am in every part of these depths, swimming with the floatlings in the Ulcerate, gathering knowledge with the villagers of Tumbo, watching over Lear in his slumber, gazing into the endless dark of the sea. Tell me, what do you think of my little domain? Do you like it? It is. All I've ever wanted was a peaceful place. To know how it feels. The quiet. The absence of fear. He gave me that. I should be grateful, yet it still feels like a betrayal. My troubled youth, you mean? And what? Are you wondering if I regret it now? If I feel I'm paying for my stubbornness, my arrogance, getting drunk on my own power? I'm afraid the truth is less dramatic. I was tired. I'd lost hope. And I wanted no part in Merlin and Arthur's vile practices. They stole our future before our lives even had a chance to begin. At least his betrayal gave me time to rest and to build something of my own. Something better than what we left on the surface. Gods, I'm tired of this argument. Even after all these years. Merlin said I was too young, that I didn't know the world. And he was right. Of course I didn't. How could I? My world was burning, and I had no hope it would ever stop. I'd had enough suffering, and he wanted me to add to it by lending my power to his abhorrent ideas. He didn't care about the future, only about finding a way to win the war. Did he succeed in the long run? Or has history proven that I was right all along? Aren't you here because the world is on the brink of collapse? It's easy to judge with hindsight. I had no such luxury. Save me? What do you mean? And because of that, he... Am I supposed to be grateful? Thank the great Merlin, wherever he is, for bestowing this honor on us. What kind of logic drove him to that? Everyone died anyway. Just because they didn't rest in peace doesn't mean they're living. I don't understand. If he knew that would happen, why didn't he tell me? That I can believe. Merlin never had qualms about doing terrible things for the people he loved. I prayed he would spare me that fate, spare me the consequences of his love. That's why I tried so hard to be strong. Stronger even than him. It was one of the reasons I wanted to run. All my life, I lost and lost and lost. It never ended. I was used to it. But I never wanted him to lose even more of himself because of me. History does love its circles, I see. Far be it from me to begrudge anyone wanting to leave these miserable shores, but... You do know the fleet is bound to me, don't you? You're asking for my life. And for Saras to fall. You don't pull your punches, do you? What I want doesn't really matter here. Saras is bigger than me. But if you truly wish to know, I do not desire death. I'm at peace here already. Yet, I wouldn't mind it either. As you said, I've been alive for a long time. If it were only about me, I wouldn't care either way. But it isn't. Perhaps. Yet this is their home. We are intertwined. Do you think Tumbo's thirst for knowledge came merely from proximity to the Archive? Or that the creatures of the Ulcerate feel the need to prove themselves only because of their father? I am them, and they are me. They will survive, most of them, but they will be untethered. It was. The circumstances are different now. What happens on the surface matters little to me. I have my own domain to tend to. No, you don't. No one truly understands the consequences of their actions until they come back to haunt them. And they will, year after year. And I doubt you'll have hundreds of years to lay them to rest. You'll do what you want. I can't stop you. Perhaps your conscience will. If you have one.
You had the cheek to disturb my lady. But you see, she cannot leave this place. No. She must remain in the depths. Worry not, my beloved. No one will trouble us anymore. With you, I shall drown forever. The fleet awaits. You'll learn what it's like to sink forever. You'll learn what it's like to sink forever. You'll learn what it's like to sink forever.
Being set free into the vast sea was, at first, not easy for the denizens of Saras. They struggled in a space that lacked the structure and order once kept by Nimue and the first crew. In time, however, they grew used to their newfound freedom and spread far and wide, slowly forgetting the place of their origin.
I'm not dead yet.
Yes, since she was a little girl. Merlin took her in after she lost her parents. He told me she had immense potential, even at a very young age. She learned quickly, so Merlin always kept her close. Even when she barely reached my knee, I had the feeling she didn't like me. Do you seek absolution from me, or condemnation? I will give you neither, my friend. If Saras taught me one thing, it is that we cannot foresee the full consequences of our choices. When I told Merlin to sink the fleet, I never imagined an entire realm would rise from it. Now it is gone, and the fleet is free once more. But what happens after is out of your hands. What's done is done. The only thing we can do is move forward. I think she blamed me for Merlin's descent into increasingly questionable methods. She idolized him and, like any daughter, wanted him to be without fault. It was easier to blame my influence than face the fact that Merlin had never been who she believed him to be. What else could I have done? She ignited a rebellion against her king, and in a time of war. Treason remains treason. The sentence would have been the same. I decided against a public execution, not only to keep her from becoming a martyr, but because I would not force my friend to watch me set a blade to the neck of the girl he called his daughter. Yes, sailing for the homelands was madness. On that I will not waver. Yet the urge was born from her hatred of Avalon, what it took from her and what it was becoming. She judged that the foundations we were laying were rotten. And after all I have seen, I must admit she may not have been entirely wrong.